What is up, loves, and happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Welcome. I am so excited to bring this to you guys. This is a really fun one, and it's something I've never done before. So I want to talk about kind of the misconceptions I think that our friends, family, spouses, partners, kids have about what we do when we're growing and running our business. I do think it's a very foreign concept. I think we have to remember that our industry is weird. I always call it a unicorn because it's really unlike any other business. As a hairstylist, you are truly an entrepreneur, whether you are a commission stylist, a booth rent stylist, a salon owner, you're in a studio suite, you're working out of your kitchen, whatever. You live and die by your own efforts, right? There are very few commission salons where you walk in the door, the salon owner feeds you a clientele and you're good to go, right? Like you live and die by your marketing efforts and what you do to build your clientele, especially today. Hi, Jennifer Love, welcome. And I think that our partners, family, friends, kids maybe don't understand, hi Tracy, what it all takes to do that. On the flip side, hi Sarah, have you ever wondered what your family, spouse, partner, kids think about all the effort you're doing in real life? Because if you have, I have an email I'm going to read to you. So I actually got a message overnight last night. I woke up to it today. Hey, Mariah, from somebody's partner, somebody's spouse, somebody who follows me, and their perspective on what it looks like when they're applying my techniques and going through building their clientele. It's the perspective from somebody on the outside. So I know it feels one way to us on the inside. I think you're going to have a lot of aha moments when you hear this husband's email, his perspective on watching his wife trying to build her business as a stylist and what it feels like to him from the outside. Because it's very clear to see the disconnect. And I think it's going to really make you center yourself and think about the way you grow your business and how you explain it to your partner. Hi, Isbea. Hi, Dawn. How are you, love? So let me introduce myself and then we'll dive in. Hey, April. So good to see you. My name is Britt. Hi, Shelly. And I'm a social media and marketing strategist just for hairstylists. So my goal is to make your life as a stylist a little bit easier, a little bit more organized, help you to spend your time and money in the right places, quit wasting it in the wrong places so you can grow your clientele the quicker, faster, easier way using today's technology. It's never been easier to grow a clientele. You just have to understand the tools at hand to do so. And I'm here to share some of those things with you today. If you like what we're talking about, as always, you can give the thumbs up. You can do the hearts. And as always, I like when we keep the conversation going. I think this is a really good topic to talk about. So if you have anything you want to share, I would love to talk about it. Nicole said, what made him want to email you? Wait until you hear. Wait until you hear what he has to say. And this came through either early this morning or the middle of the night. And you'll see it's a very emotionally charged message, which doesn't surprise me. So I'm going to dive in. So if you missed the intro, this is a message that was sent to me by a hairstylist spouse about his perspective on her work that she is doing to grow her business as a stylist. I think there's so much that we can all learn from it. So I'm going to dive in. You ready? Hello, my name is Concerned Hubby. And I have totally made this completely anonymous. There's no way the person's going to know who it is. Hello, my name is Concerned Hubby. My wife is a student of yours. First of all, I'd like to thank you for my wife's remarkable success since taking your classes and following your guidelines. Since joining your educational offerings, she is busy with clients on a waiting list waiting to get in to see her, and her social media is on point. Second of all, she's become a zombie. She stares at her phone always, checking website views, Facebook, Instagram. It's all she talks about. She's become obsessed, and it has put a strain on our relationship. We have a young son to care for. It's overwhelming. It feels like she literally ignores him as much as she can. Oh my gosh, that one really got me. She stays at work as long as she possibly can. She stays on her phone at all hours of the night. She stares at it when we're out to dinner, at the beach, while she's driving. She never stops. Now, I understand all checking on social media and all of these things are very important. But our relationship and our child have to be more important. Can you please have a class on using time wisely and not completely forgetting about everything else in your life? How to not forget how you got here and the people around you that supported you, the people who put you through school. Possibly a class on spouse-child appreciation. Maybe a class on taking time to release from the devices and how that can be an essential in not ruining all other aspects of your life. How it can be beneficial to put the phone down and come back to it later. Thanks, Concerned Hubby. this was really powerful. And I see a lot of people saying, Jody says, I'm so guilty of this myself. Tracy's saying, wow. And I just think this husband is not alone. Christina says, my husband and I just had this conversation. Shelley says, ouch. Hi, Jennifer, love. Cheers. I would guess he's not alone. I don't know if he's the minority or the majority as far as partners, family, friends, whatever, kind of looking into what we do to grow our business, but I'm sure he's not alone. Why am I in tears? Jamila, I was feeling the same way. I'm doing this now, says Mariah. My husband says the same thing, says Jessica. Exactly. So I actually do hope that this husband sees this broadcast in some way. I know he knows who I am. My husband says the same thing because I hope that it makes him feel not alone. I'll probably send him a link to this so that he feels not alone because this is very common. Because I think once we start to feel success as stylists, it can be an addicting feeling. When you start to feel like, oh my gosh, what I'm doing is working, I'm going to do more and more and more and more and more, and you become obsessed, right? Like, I don't want to miss an Instagram notification. I don't want to miss a Facebook comment. I want to know what my website stats are every day. But the reality is, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many website views you had today. It doesn't matter how many Instagram likes you had on your last photo. You don't need to check that right now, right? So I think that there is, the addiction is real. So if you're a stylist who feels like you are constantly on your phone, or as soon as you have downtime, you pull out that phone to check your social media stats. If you have never joined me for my class, it's called 6 Steps to Social Media and Marketing as a Hairstylist. I teach it several times a year. And one of the things I talk about is that social media is one of the biggest time wasters as a hairstylist. And it's not something that I coach to doing all day long. I talk about how most stylists actually use social media incorrectly, and it's why they feel like they're not getting the progress that they did. If you spent the 2 hours you spend on social media browsing, looking, analyzing, liking, doing all the mindless things that we do, watching videos, comparing yourself to others, and you just spent 15 minutes posting a great photo with a great caption, commenting on a few key people, and then closing the phone down for the day and saying, I did my Instagram part, you would do just as well as if you spent the 2 hours checking in, scrolling the feed, making sure you didn't miss anything, comparing yourself to others, all these other things, you would still do just fine. Something I coach to in Thriver Society is that I believe it takes 4 hours a week to build your business as a hairstylist. You do need 1 2-hour chunk. I call it your business hours, your office hours. You have to have a 2-hour chunk. There's no doubt about it. It's non-negotiable. You can't get out of it. And then it's just 15 minutes to 30 minutes of social media check-in a day. If all you are doing is spending the 2 hours a week on building your business and marketing yourself strategically, and that's the piece that most people miss, is that they don't know what to work on. So they're just firing shots in the dark and it's wasting time, and they're waiting to see what sticks, and then when something does stick, you like try and go all in on it, which is exhausting and overwhelming. But if you had those 2 hours structured and you knew what you were supposed to work on, and then you spent 15 to 30 minutes a day making a great social media post, liking and commenting on a few others' pictures, that's all you would need to do. And then your entire evening from the time you got home from work would be spent with your baby, with your husband, making dinner for your family, taking a yoga class, taking the dog for a walk, whatever it is the things are that you are not finding time to do. There is time for that. You're just choosing not to spend your time there. So when this man feels like he sees his wife checking her phone when they are at the beach, when they're sitting at dinner, all hours of the night after she's been at work all day, and what he feels like is she stays at work as long as she possibly can, he is feeling completely neglected, right? She's obsessed with work, and even when she's at home, she's working. This is a big problem. So what I've talked about before, this is a concept I've shared before, so it's nothing new. It's actually on a few old broadcasts if you go back and listen, is I always say you have to be all in with wherever you're at. So if you are working, then you are working. And I used to joke about how when my family and my, Kate says, my BF has seen the growth and agrees that I'm less stressed now that I've joined Thrivers. Yay! I'm so excited. Thriver Society is my business and marketing training program. Kate says, I love my job again. He sees that it's working. More money and less stress. Happy Dylan. Yay, Dylan. I'm so glad you're happy. That's freaking awesome. So I joke about my daughter used to call me at work. I'd be at work. And she'd call me, and they'd say, Britt, your daughter's on the line. And I would pick up and say, is this urgent? I wouldn't say, hey babe, how are you? I'd say, is this urgent? And she would say something like, so-and-so is wondering if I can go to their house, and I would hang up on her. And it wasn't because I was trying to be mean, but I had made it very clear to my family that when I am at work, I am at work, and when I am at home, I'm going to be at home. And if an employee called me when I was at home, they went straight to voicemail, and they could leave me a message, and I would get back to them in the morning when I got into the salon, because there were these very distinct boundaries. And I wasn't working on social media at night with my family. I was sitting on the couch reading a book while my husband played video games after I made us dinner, and we had real family time. And it's really important to have that distinction of time, and you do have to make those boundaries and those barriers. And I always say that sometimes there is a sacrifice to make. Anybody who worked with me knows that when I had my lunch break at the salon, in the early years, I used to spend it socializing with everybody, and this is I'm dating myself, but it was before pre-Instagram, so that wasn't there, but not reading a People magazine or chatting with the staff. I spent my lunch break still continuing to work while I ate my lunch, but that extra half an hour gave me enough freedom that when I got home, I was done. I knew that I had done enough for the day, and I didn't need to spend another hour at night checking my Instagram stats. So I know some people are on here are like, it's gratifying, it's exciting, it makes me feel like I'm on the right track, but there is nothing more gratifying, exciting, makes you feel like you're on the right track in the world than your family, than the life that you created. I always talk about, there's a few videos here as well that talk about what wealth means. And I firmly believe that wealth is not about money. Wealth is a lifestyle, and it's about feeling like you do have the time and freedom to spend with your loved ones, whatever that needed to be. It's about living a healthy lifestyle. So if you're like, man, I wish I could get to the gym, I don't have enough time, that's BS, because we all have 24 hours in a day. And I know plenty of people who go to the gym 2 days a week, 4 days a week, 7 days a week, because they choose to prioritize that and make it important in their life. It's about having the free time that you need to have your own mental health so that you're not glued to your phone all the time. So it's about making smart life choices. And I just think that it's so important for y'all to hear this. And everybody in the beginning who said, oh my gosh, my partner feels this exact same way, there's a great chance that your partner might feel this way too, and they're just not expressing it. There was a stylist on the flip side who messaged me. This was, I think, last year at this point. And she and I emailed about it, and it was great. And she said, I feel like I'm losing my marriage. She was a younger stylist, and she was really in the hustle and kind of working all the time whenever clients needed her. And she's like, I feel like I'm losing him, and it's really freaking me out. And she's like, but I don't know. I can't make the time to be there. And I was like, dude, you have to figure it out. I was like, if it means you pick up takeout on the way home and you set up a nice dinner and you guys sit there together and have the takeout meal because you don't have time to cook together, but you make it a priority to make him feel like I'm carving out this time for us, then that's what you have to do. If he's at work and it's your day off and you need to spend the day making the house nice for you guys and doing little special treats and buying them a little special gift or whatever it is, you have to prioritize these things in your life. It can't just be about the work. You have to find time to nurture the rest of your life. So I hope that this message hits close to home for you. It certainly did for me. I thought it was really great. So while I come in here all the time talking about social media strategy and building your clientele and the hustle and all that kind of stuff, just know that it is all about the balance, and working that way, working yourself to the bone, is empty. And if you came home to an empty house every night for the rest of your life, it probably wouldn't be the feeling that you're looking for. And the win in all of the success in your career would be a very empty win. So much love to you guys. I know I've given you a lot to think about. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you at the end of the week. Bye, loves.